Let's get a quick take on the race for the chair of the Colorado Republican Party. Current chairman Ryan Call is running for his third term, but despite big wins in 2014, he's facing opposition within his party. Alicia Caldwell from the Denver Post, are you surprised that after what seemingly was a pretty successful 2014 that Call is seeing such a battle for the chairmanship?
No, not at all. Actually, this is a microcosm of what's happening to the Republican Party at the national level and throughout states throughout the nation. You know, it's a battle between the further right elements and the more centrist elements of the party. And the challenge that he's facing from Steve House really mirrors that, that exact dynamic. So I suspect that he'll prevail. Ryan Call will prevail in the end, but we'll have to wait and see.
David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. Like Alicia talks about, is there still, even with some big wins last year, is there a big schism within the party that might cause even more problems?
House's particular claim against Call is that Call refused to provide the support for two candidates who ended up losing very close state legislative races. Tony Sanchez, who was almost elected to the state Senate, and Susan Kochevar, who almost won a House race, which would have and her win would have put the House in Republican hands. So the argument is that they were close, they were fighting hard, and Ryan Call wouldn't do a mailer for them in the last couple of weeks that could have put them over the top. I don't know the details of that, but that would be the allegation. And certainly any chair of a major party has to be able to work with all the groups in the party, the moderates, the sincere moderates, the squishy moderates, the hardcore ideological people, and have strategies to help them all get elected.
Mike Litwin, columnist with ColoradoIndependent.com. What do you think?
Well, I'm surprised that the Cory Gardner model, which has been acclaimed as the model for Republicans to get elected in swing states like Colorado, has been ignored so quickly in Colorado. That you have a purity campaign for the chairman. You have in the state Senate one vote after another that is showing, in my view, why that the Republican senators are doing the same thing they got lost in the Senate 10 years ago by getting out there quickly in the culture wars that are losers in the polls.
All right. Natasha Gardner, senior editor of 5280 Magazine, wrap it up for us.
Well, I think as babyface as Ryan Call sometimes looks, he has a lot of experience in exactly this scenario. At least, yes, there are people in his party who don't think that he's extreme enough or conservative enough. That happens. But what he's proven to be is very good at finding a more middle ground, something that appeals to Colorado voters. I think he has every right to stand up in front of his party and say, hey, it may not all be me. Part of this was national trends, candidates, of course, but I had something to do with the 2014 results. So let me have another stab at it. And I think ultimately I would be surprised if his party doesn't listen to that sort of line of reason. It is interesting to see how quickly things can change, though. Nothing is ever safe in politics.